In his return to the basketball court, Ja Morant has been nothing short of spectacular. Through 4 games, he's averaging 28.8 points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game, and 8.5 assists per game on 50.6, 16.7, 81.5 splits, and a 57 true shooting percentage. The Grizzlies are 4-0 in the games that Ja has played since his return. They were 6-19 prior to his return. It's clear Ja Morant makes the Grizzlies better, but the extent he makes the Grizzlies better makes one thing very clear. He has a superstar impact as a player, and despite what people have been trying to say for years to detract from him, he's an MVP caliber player. But quickly, before we go any further, if you're new and like basketball, I'd really appreciate if you would like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I release a video. I make videos about basketball all the time, and liking and subscribing are the 2 best ways that can help me out in the YouTube algorithm, help support the channel, and help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend it to others. Anyways, let's talk about Ja Morant. I'm going to put into perspective how much of an impact Ja Morant has had on Memphis since his return. In the 145 minutes he has played so far, the Grizzlies have a 117.5 offensive rating, which would be tied with Golden State and Sacramento for the 12th best in the NBA. In the 1,270 minutes that he hasn't played, the Grizzlies have a 106.9 offensive rating, which would be the worst in the NBA by almost 2 rating points. On top of that, Memphis is a significantly more efficient offense when he plays, as they have a 56.2 effective field goal percentage when Ja is on the court, which would rank 5th in the NBA. Compare that to a 50.6 effective field goal percentage when Ja is off the court, which would be the worst in the NBA. Ja Morant literally came back, joined a team that was the worst offense in basketball through 25 games, and in 4 games, he has them looking like one of the better offenses in the NBA. While it's a small sample size, based off what he's done in the past, and the usage and responsibility he has to carry in these 4 games, I do think this is a reflection of just how impactful Ja Morant is as a basketball player. But while numbers clearly show Ja's impact, the tape is even more impressive, and that's always going to be the case with him. And it starts with his rim pressure ability. In 4 games, he's shooting 65.9% at the rim on 11 attempts per game. He's in the 99th percentile in rim volume and the 95th percentile in free throw attempts. He's proving everything we already knew about him. He can't be contained attacking the basket. He's too quick, he's too fast, he's too explosive, he's too fluid of a mover, he's too flexible, he can finish at any angle in basically any scenario, he can finish above and below the rim, and his ability to absorb contact on finishes and to draw fouls just adds to one of the best sets of rim pressure intangibles I've ever seen. In terms of everything else, I've been encouraged by his short mid-range scoring. According to Clean the Glass, he's shooting 54% on 7 short mid-range attempts per game, which are shots between 4 feet and just within 14 feet. I don't know if that maintains, but his willingness to take jumpers in that area is encouraging because it can expand his offense. And I don't really need to talk about his 3-point shooting. It's been really bad, but it feels more like rust than anything else. The confidence makes me optimistic. Regardless, what he does in the paint as a 6'2", 174-pound guard is truly special. In some ways, it reminds me of a taller version of Allen Iverson. But the area I've been most impressed is his control. He's still playing with that controlled chaos pace that makes him a special talent, and it has led to turnovers, but I have seen more control at the same time, especially in his playmaking. Ja Morant is a great playmaker. He's one of the smartest players in the NBA. His vision is off the charts. His accuracy is good. His pass versatility is very underrated in my opinion. He's creative as a passer. He's able to manipulate defenses at a high level. But his control and pace has improved from prior seasons, at least in these 4 games. His patience has seemed to got better. And I'm not too worried about the turnover numbers because on tape, what I'm seeing is very encouraging, and it's not uncommon to see high volume and high usage players having a lot of turnovers. And even then, you do have to watch the tape because turnovers don't differentiate between what's a handle turnover and a passing turnover. Regardless, what I've been most encouraged by when watching him play in these 4 games is his understanding of how to balance control and patience with that controlled chaos that makes him who he is as a player. It's not like he's sacrificing a part of his game that makes him a special talent to be more controlled and patient. It's how he's balancing the controlled and patient part of the game with the part of his game that makes him a special talent to make him a complete player. And that's something that speaks to sustainable intangibles, not a fluky situation, which is why even though it's only been 4 games, I'm confident this will maintain long term. I hope y'all had fun getting your takes off during those 25 games, because you weren't going to be able to get those takes off now. In 4 games, Ja Morant reminded the world that he's not just one of the best point guards in the NBA, but also one of the best players in the NBA. He's had to face good opponents, I would say. Maybe not the best teams record-wise, but the Pelicans twice is not an easy thing to do, especially with the defensive players that the Pelicans have, like Herb Jones and Dyson Daniels, and also the fact they have one of the deepest rosters in the NBA. He's had to face the Hawks, which aren't a good team in terms of record, but they have the 5th best offense in the NBA, and he's had to face the best offense in the NBA in the Pacers. Again, the Grizzlies are 4-0 in these games. He scored at least 30 points while shooting at least 50% from the field and dishing out at least 7 assists in 3 out of 4 of these games. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out, but the impact is undeniable, on tape and in the numbers. The Grizzlies were the worst offense in the NBA without Ja this season, and they've been one of the better offenses in the NBA since his return. Memphis is 3 games away from Ja surpassing their win total prior to what they were without Ja. And Ja already has double the amount of wins as the Pistons this season and 4 times the amount of wins as the Pistons since Halloween. I don't know if Memphis can truly turn it around and be what I think they would be if Ja Morant didn't miss 25 games at the start of the season. They dug themselves quite the hole in those 25 games before Ja could come back. But I do think them getting to that play-in tier isn't out of the cards. And they will be a playoff team next season with Ja for the whole year. In my opinion, Morant is the 4th best point guard in the NBA, behind only Luka, Steph, and SGA. His impact on the team in just 4 games, combined with what he did in prior seasons, and the fact he's proven to be a high-level playoff performer at such a young age, is why I feel confident putting him that high. I also think he's one of the 15 best players in the NBA. And as the season goes on, and we compare the tape of the first 25 games of the season with the first 25 games of Ja Morant's return, it will be clear to everyone just how great of a player he is. But that's the end of this video. If you made it to this point, thank you so much. Again, haven't already, like, subscribe, hit notification bell, notify whenever I release a video. I make videos about basketball all the time, and liking and subscribing are the 2 best ways can help me out in the YouTube algorithm, help support the channel, and help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend it to others. Let me know what you think about Ja Morant. Let me know what you think about the Grizzlies since his return. Where does he rank among the best point guards in the NBA? Where does he rank among the best players in the NBA? Love to do all of that down below. But with that being said, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.